Hello Facebook ads people, I'm Konstantinos and this is the Facebook ads breaking news podcast. Hello guys, it's podcast 88. What do we have today? So we have some new messages about the opportunity score that we get from Meta. We do have the results on how they go on this period. We do have the third quarter from Meta, the announces, and we're going to work a little bit about one Reddit post that I have seen about UGC content, and we're going to talk a little bit about the CBO one strategy that I'm seeing all the time across. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will say 8, but it's a huge question from Liar. 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Another huge question from Liar. 18, 16, 17. So we have 17 questions. 2 of them are huge questions, and we're going to answer all of that. One message to Liar 45. My editors told me that you are posting questions and then you are changing them. Most likely, if you change them, either you will have to leave a message below and say, hey, this is the new updated blah blah, or you will have to just write it somewhere else and just post it, because I'm taking the first ones that you do, not the edited ones. I know that you removed some of the questions in an edited comment, but I have them in front of me, so I don't know which one to take from this. So if you do changes and you want for the new one to be the one that we're going to analyze, let us know that I did edit it. Take the new one from above. Now, first of all, let's talk a little bit about the results. We have a comment here that says, notice that CPMs have dropped significantly right on the 5th and again today for the US account. Hopefully this is across the board for US accounts now the election campaign is over with. So we do have the end of all of that, and to be honest with you, I can see that some results are improving, but I can see also a lot of companies actually launching ads for Black Friday. But for sure, I must say that October wasn't that bad month as it was expected because of the elections. The truth is that I have seen that on bigger accounts have held really well. Maybe some smaller accounts, they have some issues, but overall it's totally fine and the results are looking fine on my end. And now we're entering the Black Friday period. Already some companies, they are starting their pre-Black Friday ads as early access. And so let the game begin. You have a full guide about Black Friday on my video that I did about Black Friday. Let's talk a little bit about the opportunity score. So I do see a new pop-up message says maximize your campaigns with opportunity score. You can now use a new ad tool that helps you improve your campaign's performance potential by prioritizing effect recommendations in real time. Basically, guys, the opportunity score is a way to make Facebook ads like a game. It's like it's rewarding you. It says on a 0 to 100 point scale, your score represents how optimized your campaigns are. Your score changes as you apply recommendations or when new ones become available. It's a very common strategy for companies to add this like as a gaming feature, like you're playing Farmville, for example, okay, and you are completing quests. So over here, basically, in order for you to have 100% opportunity score, you need to use all of the advanced plus placements, the different AI enhancements and all of that. And over here we have another pop-up message. Mine, it was on 84 plus 7 points I was going to get by selecting website and shop. Basically, in this specific ad account, I didn't have a shop for United States. It says 35% better incremental return on ad spend. And you can click apply and you can do it automatically, and then you get another 9 points basically if you do another 3 recommendations over there. So basically, these are the points that we're missing in order to get 100 score. It's like a game. Basically, Meta is trying to find another way to push more the things that they want you to use. A lot of times, people ask me, yeah, but why are they pushing us to use it if they're not good? The reason is very simple, because they need to train the algorithm to whatever they think that is going to be good. So initially, you might have the AI enhancements that are not good right now, except from the relevant comments that I'm using. Everything else is causing issues. Even so, I had a picture of a cropped, it was about a t-shirt, it was a cropped face here right on the nose. And basically the AI created with AI enhancements the other half over here, adding its own forehead and stuff. And basically it was a guy which had very weird eyebrows, which I'm guessing that the AI did so that it can get more engagement, because if more people commented, oh, what are these eyebrows, it was going to get more engagement, so it was going to get better results. So the AI is doing this kind of things, which I don't like in the ads. So I don't like to have a cropped ad over here and then AI creating a person out of it. But why is Meta pushing it? Because Meta wants to train the algorithm to understand better. The more and more people are going to use all of these settings, the better they're going to be. And then they're going to be, working much better. For example, we have CBO campaigns. CBO campaigns, when they came out, they were not working well. It took 1 year for them to work. So the more data it has, the algorithm, and the more data they have the teams of Meta for the things that are being tested with your money, then they can understand where they want to go. But for sure, they have a complete plan that the whole platform in 2-3 years, you should be changing only the creative, and everything else is going to be automatically set it up by Meta. And not only set it up, it's going to do the targeting for you, everything for you. So as of now, it's not working with Meta doing completely everything except from super trained ad accounts and trained pixels. So we have to be careful, and we have to analyze each one of the things that they are proposing. For example, the website and shop that they're proposing here, it's a good recommendation, because website and shop is working really well in the United States accounts. And I can tell you that you're having better results. But the other recommendations, that most of them were going to be AI features, they're not working really well, and they're causing many issues. So we have to be careful. But if you're wondering why, the reason is because they want to train the algorithm, and they want more data with these things so that they can make them better and stuff. The point is that it's your money, and you are the lab rat, in these cases, when they are doing all of that. Now, let's move and let's discuss a little bit about the One CBO strategy thing. I'm a little bit annoyed because for the past 2 months, I did several consulting calls. So my consulting call fee is $250. I keep it on a small rate because it gives a chance to some people that they don't have the money to buy the course or a mentorship and stuff to actually get some help. While I'm also getting paid, because I don't believe in helping people for free, because they don't. So I gave to several people my course for free. Even from Greece, most of them are from Greece, and none of them has completed it because it was free. If they were going to buy it, they were going to see it all. But anyway, this is my way of thinking. The thing that I want to say though is this. In these consulting calls, this specific period of time, let's say 7 out of 10 consulting calls that came to me, they came from specific mentorship programs, whatever we may call them, that they were people, YouTubers, that they are using the One CBO campaign strategy. This bullshit, which I don't know from where it came or who thought of it and why everybody is pushing, because do you know what I have seen? I have seen CBO campaigns that they were having inside many ad sets, and they were just tossing ad sets inside again and again and again and again, that they were never taking budgets. Because, as we say, the budgets are being distributed and the budget is not going to change. Now, their whole philosophy is that if the creative or if the asset in general it's going to be that good, it's going to actually take budget from the leading ad set and then it's going to become the leading ad set. In these consulting calls, it has never happened. The ad sets that they were taking the initial budget, they never stopped taking the initial budget, and these people were just creating different creatives, and they were just tossing inside this CBO these different creatives with different ad sets, and it never worked. They were just taking a small budget and they were not spending at all. So I have seen CBOs that they were having inside 1 or 2 ad sets taking all of the budget, and then below that they were having 100 ad sets. So my way of thinking is this: you are doing this for 3, 4, 5 months, because I have seen other accounts like this. How long does it have to take for you to understand that this thing is not working? And the other thing which bothers me is that, okay, you are seeing in several other accounts that you're, because if these people are coming to me, there are many more, okay? So if you're seeing that this thing is working, you're still preaching it into your YouTube channel as the only way of doing Facebook ads, and that with just one campaign. I just don't get it, you know? I just don't get it. And are these people your clients that you care about the results, or you care about just pushing again and again and again the same thing? Because to be honest with you, I'm changing my opinion from time to time based on what is working on other accounts. If you're seeing for 6 months with a person that is paying you every month that this stupid thing with the one campaign is not working, you are keep pushing for the next month and the next month and the next month to keep doing the same thing while you are seeing that it's not working. If I see, for example, crazy method in another account is not working, should I do crazy method every single time until it's going to work? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do another thing. Okay? Anyway, so one campaign doesn't work. And I think, and I have seen other accounts with one campaign which is working. Of course, they're not tossing creatives inside every time. They're just refreshing the creatives from time to time. The way that I have seen it working is for really massive products like a pillow or something that it's a super massive product. Yes, I have seen other accounts with one campaign working. I have seen them, and with very big spends sometimes. Okay, but this doesn't mean that it's going to work across all other accounts. This is the biggest mistake. Okay, if you want to try the one campaign, try it, and if it doesn't work for you, then move to multiple campaigns, move to other things that they're going to make you profitable. I just don't see why we're just keep focusing again and again and again on just one thing, and we're so narrow minded in order to understand that there's many more things that we can try before we decide that our ad account is not working or whatever. Anyway, it was a sad month for me because of that, because I was seeing people that they have been taught, and they have also been poisoned, and they have also been deceived that this is the only way of working and stuff. And the reason that they were contacting me, it was that because they were doing just one campaign, they started doing 2 or 3 campaigns. Minor things, don't imagine any crazy change to their strategies. Just they started doing a second campaign and a third campaign. The fact that you're tossing assets inside a working campaign and the assets are not taking budget, it doesn't mean that if you put them on their own campaign, they're not going to take budget and have sales. So that's the problem over here. Anyway, that's what I want to say. If you are listening to this podcast and you're just doing the one campaign strategy and you just don't feel okay with it, just stop and start doing multiple campaigns with your different creatives that with so hard effort you have created and they haven't been tested efficiently. Let's see a little bit on Meta quarter over here, what do we have? So basically it says that Meta for the ad revenue is up 18.5% compared to the third quarter last year. This is driven primarily by 17 billion in ad revenue in the US and Canada, and we can see the graphs here. Meta continues to profit from advertising, which means that advertisers continue to spend money. Ad growth is not showing. Just to give credit, I have taken this from the article that John Loomer posted, I think it was the previous week, about the quarter. For the fourth consecutive quarter, the average price per ad is up year over year. And we see that all prices went up 11% compared to the third quarter a year ago. So basically, we know that Facebook advertisement is more expensive, but we do understand that so basically they have more revenue, which means that more money has been spent, and we have also more expensive prices on the ads, which means that the ads are more expensive. So either they're selling higher AOV items, which is the trend that we are seeing right now, or what is happening is that they're having better offers or better profit margins and stuff, and they're working with all of that. Now, let me find on my mobile phone one UGC Reddit post. So, the Reddit post that my friend Michael sent me is this. It says, did the FTC kill UGC, asking marketeers and agency owners? By the way, let me send to my video editors the link. Okay, I did send it to my video editor so that I will not forget it. So it says, the Federal Trade Commission has recently updated its guidelines regarding user-generated content, UGC in other words, and digital advertising. These changes will significantly impact how brands and agencies handle content. Basically, they're trying to actually protect people from believing that something is not advertisement while it's not. So for example, if I'm doing a post and I'm playing with this box and I have a code with this box that you can buy it, for example, then that means that I'm doing an advertisement, but some people are going to be misled because they didn't understand that it was actually an advertisement. UGC has been a top performing creative type for most DTC brands, and these new FTC updates have many people asking if performance will decline once implemented. Will hook rates plummet when someone sees this is an ad as a disclaimer, because this is what they want to do. They just want to say, in the same way that they have on the partnership ads now, that it's sponsored with this company and stuff. In this article, we break down the FTC rules, outline what the change, blah, blah. Clear and conspicuous disclosures, UGC images. The FTC emphasizes that any material connection being a brand and an endorsement must be clearly disclosed. This includes paid partnerships, free products, or any form of compensation. Disclosures must be clear and conspicuous, meaning they should be easily noticeable and understandable by average consumer. Relying solely on text descriptions and captions is insufficient due to the small print and competing elements with the images. The FTC states, if the picture on an Instagram post conveys an endorsement without the viewer having to read the accompanying description, and a significant minority of viewers don't read the description, and disclosure in the description could be inadequate, you might need a disclosure superimposed over the picture. So basically they are saying that even if you're mentioning it on the copy, maybe you need to actually add it there. Add it on the video also, or the image. For video content, oh no, so this was for images. For video content, creators should combine visual and verbal, at the start of the video. So have you seen all of these videos that there are people that they are talking about stocks and they say that I'm not an expert, blah, blah. Maybe there's going to be a disclosure that's going to say that this is a video that I'm doing for advertising purposes and I'm getting paid from this company, for example. Okay, so for me, the visual is okay if you put a message on the top that it's this, but the verbal one, I think it's going to kill a little bit the conversion. The FTC states, as the endorsement guides say, if the endorsement is made through visual means, the disclosure should be made at least visually. If the representation is made audibly, the disclosure should be made at least audibly. Okay, and if the representation is made through both visual and audible, means the disclosure should be made both visual and audibly. A disclosure presented simultaneously in both the visual and audible portions of an ad is more likely to be clear and conspicuous. Now, it says, can you put the disclosure in the ad copy or post description? According to the guidelines, this may not be conspicuous enough for the requirement. I say may because many things in the guide are vague. So basically, the FTC states the text description on TikTok is in small print. It doesn't stand out, and it often doesn't contrast against the background of the video. So basically, they're going to check also the font size and all of that to see how big it's going to look. Of course, all of these things are going to be imposed by Meta or TikTok, okay, not by anyone else. Meta is going to say that, hey, this is we are going to reject this ad because it doesn't have this and this and this. A disclosure in the text description is thus very unlikely to be clear and conspicuous. When content creators want viewers to read something, they superimpose much larger text of their videos. Okay. And then another thing, and then does disclosure have to be at the beginning of the video? Once again, this is where the guidelines are vague. They're not necessarily saying that it has to be at the start or the end. Let's go to the next one. Proposed next steps for compliance. Should you modify any existing UGC ads or leave them running? Very good question. For example, if you have something running and this is going to be imposed, what are we going to do? This is a decision you should make after consulting a legal professional. Looking ahead, I recommend incorporating this disclosure in future UGC briefs. Blah, blah. Keep your eyes on Meta Ad Library to monitor ad library of major DTC brands so that you can see what they are doing in terms of UGC. Some other things over here that we don't care about. We wanted to read about this. And for me, the other thing is we have a message over here. It says, great summer, thanks for sharing. It seems like this is going to have big impact for sure. I wonder how they plan to enforce it because now nothing has changed. This is coming from June 29 of 2023. And the guy says below, the first announcement of it was on June 2023, but they just updated them on October 2024. And there's a press release over here that I will include also this link over here for you to see it along with the other one of the thread, and you will be able to see it on your own. Okay, so that's all with that. Let's continue now with the questions. Okay, guys, let's continue with the questions. Let's go to Mateus. Hi there, guys. How are you? Recently, I got a new account in Pixel and I've been thinking of trying AC campaigns even with zero conversions on Pixel data. What are your experiences with doing this? So it really depends on the country. If we're talking about United States, 99% of the time I don't really see any good results with ASC on untrained pixels. Of course, I'm going to do a campaign, I'm going to test it, I'm going to compare CPMs with interests or lookalikes. There are rare times that it's going to work. On smaller countries, it's easier because there's less potential reach, so maybe you can do an ASC campaign, it's going to work immediately. It depends. I know ASC uses AI and a lot of that comes from conversion, but I want to know if any of you already tried and what was the result. The product is a supplement for mostly adults 45 plus. Yeah, I think that I replied to that, and I have a video on how to start with a new Pixel in 2024, which you are seeing what I'm doing there. It doesn't mean necessarily that you have to do interest, it doesn't mean necessarily that you have to do broad, but it means that you have to test both and compare and find the most cost efficient way. And it's not only about CPMs, it's also about where you're getting some results. Hello, really cool strategy. 2 questions if possible. Do you run these promos as ads or just email newsletter, organic, website banner? If it's ads, what structure would you use? Advanced Plus or something else? So when he's talking about the when we're running promotions in order to save our campaigns and stuff, there's a video that I posted where the results were bad. We ran a promo. The results got inflated with the platform for 7 days, but after that we didn't go back to the bad results. The ad account continued in a good shape. So yes, in this period we're also running everything, you know, SMS, email marketing and stuff. It's like a normal promo, like the promo that you're going to do on Black Friday. You're going to run multiple platforms. About the structure of the ads, I would just do the best structure that I have on the ad account. So for example, if I'm seeing that advanced shopping campaign is working really well on my ad account, I'm going to focus on advanced shopping campaign. If I have a CBO campaign with some interest or a crazy methods working, I'm going to focus on this one. Next one. How is rapid fire better than crazy method? I never said that rapid fire is better than crazy method. I never said that rapid fire is worse than crazy method. I never said anything. I just said that this is another strategy that I'm testing. I'm not super excited with the results, but they're not bad either. The thing with the rapid fire is that I will need a lot of time of testing in order to, make it better. But now in my life, I have YouTube, so I cannot hold myself. I'm going to announce things as I'm trying to make them. The same way that I talked about the daily loop theory, and then I made another 4 videos with the daily loop theory just to complete it. If I wasn't having the YouTube channel, most probably someone would hear the daily loop theory completed while I was taking my journey, thinking about it and testing my theory and all of that. The rapid fire is the same thing. It's going to take time. I didn't say that it's better than crazy method. I'm just saying that it's just another method for you to use if you are struggling or if you're having problems. Next one, we have Onur. I waited for my question until the end of the Patreon part of the podcast because I hope I didn't answer it last, Onur. Konstantinos, some answers here are very formative, but you don't need that anymore, Onur, because you are part of Chosen 5. Now, can you explain a bit more in the next video about the marketing strategy for new products? Should they be advertised to cold audience like the bestseller or just through retargeting? Secondly, I researched Manscaped, but it looks like their best seller has not changed over the years. I believe there are 3 possible scenarios if you ever reach back to high volume. So basically, you are asking, can you explain a bit more in the next video about the marketing strategy for new products? New products means that you are taking whatever strategy you are having for your other products into the store, and basically you are trying to implement the same thing. So if you're using advanced shopping campaigns, you're using advanced shopping campaigns and you're testing creative for the new products. It's very simple. Don't forget the rule of just one variable at a time, okay? So we take one variable at a time. The one variable at a time is this, that we do have something that is proven, a strategy, a structure, or whatever, and we change only one thing. In that case, you're just going to change one thing, which is the product, which is the ads, basically. So everything else is going to be the same that is already working. Should they be advertised like the cold to the cold audience like the bestseller? Yes. Or just through retargeting. You can try retargeting to just monetize easier. Basically, you're launching a new product. You can do retargeting in order for you to get more money faster in a lower cost, instead of trying to target all of these people through cold and the retargeting that's going to be done there. About Manscaped, what I was saying about Manscaped is that, okay, they had one product, they scaled. After the point that they found that they could not scale more, they did another product and another product so that they can scale more, or they expanded to other countries. So let's see the questions is that I believe one of the new products actually becomes the bestsellers like dropshippers. Sales are homogenized. The bestseller now takes 30% of sales, second 20%, other 50%, etc. Most of the times the numbers are more dominant, and the scenario number 1 never happens. So the bestseller, I have never seen a bestseller in any company becoming second or third product. We're not talking about clothing, we're talking about things like the Rich Wallet, Manscaped, and all of that. You will see that these products is always going to stay on the top as the bestseller. And then the numbers that you give here, that the bestseller is 30%, the second one 20%, most of the time is the bestseller is 60, 70, 80%, the other one is 10%, these are the numbers most of the time. They are not changing that drastically. Clothing lines is different, okay? Don't even mention it. Introducing new products taps into new angles and expands the pixel, thus indirectly increasing the sale of the bestseller. I guess this one, but no, don't forget that when you're selling other products with a bestseller which is really dominant in a pixel, basically if you're selling product A and product B, what is going to happen is that because product A is your bestseller, the people who are going to buy product B are people that they were going to buy also product A. This is why this is how the pixel is getting trained. So basically, when you're going to have product C, is people that they are going to buy product C. If they buy product C, it means that they were going to buy product A and product B also. That's why it's becoming more difficult with more products, and still your bestseller is working better. But at the end of the day, if you see that something is doing so well, you can always do a spin-off, and you can actually do its own store for this other product. But it may be a very limited volume increase, as the bestseller will lose its hype anyway. In your experience, it's not going to lose its hype, the bestseller. It's going to start slowing down, but it's not going to lose the hype. Which of these scenarios my store can achieve back to high volume? My brand is similar to Manscaped, but with devices and beauty niche. Thank you for your insights. Your brands are not similar to Manscaped, and they have different numbers, but we're discussing these things in person to the mentorship. Let's move on. Started testing this over the past week, and the results are looking promising. Quick question, if you are testing the initial campaign on 150 and your target CPA is 40, what budget would you scale down back to after you found the hot pocket and turn off the other ad sets? Yeah, so the budget that I would go down, it would be a budget that I used to optimize campaigns. So if you were optimizing campaigns with 100, this is the budget that I would lower it to. And now, on the other hand, over here, having 150 with 40, I don't think that you even need to lower it. Okay, so maybe it's good even if you keep it like this. I don't find it something crazy. Next one. Hey Con, something very weird is happening. I noticed lately all my sales are coming from Instagram, but the majority of the traffic coming from Facebook. Do you have any comments on that? Okay, this is something that I have noticed in some accounts in the past. The way to solve this, and the way that I solved this, is that I started running ads only. I split my budget to 2 campaigns, one for Facebook and one for Instagram. And I started running ads there. If it's profitable, just leave it. But eventually, this might, let's call it, unclog it a little bit, because if you used to have sales in both Facebook and Instagram, and this is not something that was happening since the beginning, what is happening is that for some reason the budget has shifted there. So in order for you to take it back, you need to have 2 campaigns, one of them focusing on Facebook, one for Instagram, and eventually you're going to do another campaign from time to time on broad to see if it's splitting again normally the sales. Now, if for some reason it's not doing that, then try to see if you are profitable in one of the 2 platforms with a CBO, or try to see if you are even profitable with Advantage Plus placements, automatic placements, because if you are, then it doesn't matter. Next one. What's the best way to access a client's ad account without risking my personal account? In business settings, there are 2 options. Assign people vs assign partners in. Is there a difference? Which one should you pick? Asking this because I've heard you mention a few times that you've gotten your own account profile in trouble by associating it with an account you run ads for. So basically, that was many years ago. I don't know where did you hear this, in which podcast, but it was many years ago. Basically, what do we have here? Back in the day, in order for you to run ads, you were adding yourself, at least me, with my email, and it was becoming admin of the page and stuff. So I had some issues at some point with one account that I scaled a lot in Germany, and basically the only thing that I have seen, it was saying that this business has been banned, and one of the admins has been restricted. I took my ad account back after 5 months or whatever, but the issue over here is that the issue here is that I stopped working after that point as an admin, and basically what happened is that I was working with a partner ID, basically putting my whole business manager within the business manager of the company. This was the best way, because you can operate like this without being an admin on a page, and so far so good. I have zero issues all of this time. Okay, so now let's go to one of the big questions over here that we have, which is huge. It actually has 20. My video told me that it's less, but let's see what we have. To be honest with you, I haven't read those because I'm not answering. I'm saying that I will answer on the podcast. So let's see what we have. It says, one by one. Do you prefer to run campaigns targeting one audience type at a time, completing all campaigns for that audience before moving to the next? Or do you run multiple audience types simultaneously? For example, would you do a campaign like CBO interest images, CBO broad images, CBO lay images, and advanced plus images at once, and then move to other formats? Or would you run campaigns like CBO interest images, CBO interest videos, CBO interest catalog, and CBO interest carousel together? So it really depends on the journey of the ad account. So where are you? Have you ever run? The truth is that I'm not going to do this, the same images on interest and blah blah and all of that. But along the time as I'm getting creatives, I'm going to test them in lookalikes. Then if I'm seeing something is working, I'm not going to test also with interest and so on. So after a week or 2 or 3 weeks, I'm going to get an idea of what is working. And then if I see that interests are working more, then I'm going to focus more on interest. If I see that lookalikes are working more, I'm going to focus more on lookalikes, and I will do that. If I see that one interest is working, I'm going to do a crazy method. So there are several ways to move, and it really depends on the results and the feeling that you're getting on the ad account. But no, I wouldn't do just like this 4 sets of images and stuff. The only way that this makes sense is if I know that these creatives are working 100% maybe from another ad account, and I know that they're winning creatives, and I want to test what kind of targeting is working on this ad account. And remember always one variable rule, okay? We test one thing at a time, not many things at a time. Next one, are there any ad accounts where only ABO campaigns seem to work well for you? To be honest with you, no. There was one ad account that was working only with lifetime value budget, but never an ad account that CBO wasn't working. That's why I'm saying that 99% of the cases CBO campaigns are going to work better. Why I'm not saying 100%? Because it's Facebook and you cannot use 100%. But I have never seen another account that ABO is working better than CBO. Maybe, now that I think of it, if we talk about small budgets like 10 or 20, if you spend 10 or 20, just because of the limitation of the budget, you cannot do CBOs. So if you do a CBO, it's going to be split between many assets. So an ABO is going to work better there. But I'm not working with such small spending ad accounts. But still, it's good to mention it for those that they do. Or specific settings like advanced plus audience. We just video shooted an advanced plus audience video that I said that it's not working very well across accounts, but I have seen it working in some other accounts that they're having very trained pixels and stuff, and it doesn't matter there. That consistently perform better. For example, have you found that split budget ABO with one ad set and 10 ads, I said, with different, and 10 ads with different interests at $10 per day. Each tends to yield higher ROAS than volume, but worse results if volume opposed to CBO. No, I don't think that you have at the end of the day, listen, if you're doing ABO campaigns with 10, 10, 10, 10, and you're just getting good ROAS and you're happy with that, good for you, but I'm not. Because the ad accounts are not there for you to spend a small amount and get high ROAS and be happy with it. There are business owners that if they see this thing on another account, they will consider you a very inexperienced media buyer because you're not scaling enough. It means that you're not using the momentum. So I do care also about volume, and I do care also about scaling, but I don't care only about ROAS no matter what the spend is. Because if you're spending $50 and you're getting 10 ROAS, this is nothing to me. I will even ignore this. So I'm not watching just the ROAS, I'm watching also the spend of something. Is there a way to run ads for a product that doesn't have organic sales, no Instagram reach, but a very good product but a very good product, but could perform well with advertising. Yeah, there are products like this that they happen. The thing that I disagree with you is this: you say it's a very good product. We don't know that. We have to test it, and people are going to decide if it's going to work or not. But for sure, I had cases that there were ad accounts that the product didn't have any organic traffic, and it worked. It happens, yes. It's more rare, but it happens. The thing with the organic traffic is that you're able to see if you are actually having some proof, okay, of selling, instead of you sending cold traffic ad. But on the other hand, we need to explain that the sales that you're getting from organic traffic are completely different from the sales that you're getting from paid traffic. Why? Because the paid traffic is more expensive traffic and more difficult traffic to convert. If you are, for example, getting sales from organic, you found an organic way, or you had good SEO, or it's a very niche product and you get organic sales, these sales are going to be much cheaper, and these people are going to be better clients comparing to the clients that are going to convert from the cold. Okay, completely cold, which is more difficult. You need other landing pages. For example, you don't need a very good landing page if you're getting sales from organic and people are buying anyway, okay? Because these people are searching for this. On the other hand, if you send people to a bad landing page from paid, you're going to pay the price. Cannot succeed without addressing underlying issues with the product. Additionally, if a product has strong organic sales, is it likely to reflect in its ad performance? Most likely, if something has strong organic sales, it's selling also on the website with paid ads. And if you're having a product which is not selling with paid traffic ads while it's selling with other ways, I think you should focus more on the marketing, on the creatives, and on the landing page, because this is a proven product. You just haven't found a good way of marketing it. But for sure, if you're having something that has crazy organic sales, a lot of times this is going to be reflected also on your paid ads. Next one. When would you prefer to use a separate ad account for targeting a different country? If it's acceptable, is it acceptable to run campaigns for multiple countries for the same ad account, or could that lead to complications? So it is totally acceptable, and I have seen many ad accounts running ads for many countries from one ad account. A lot of times people tend to have different ad accounts for different countries because they have different entities, they have different personnel, they do have different logistics over there, they do have different numbers and all of that. So they might split it. But there are even many big companies that they just operate worldwide, that they do work with one account, and there are several ways of doing it. Either you will have separate campaigns in the other account for each country, or you will have massive campaigns that they have all the countries and you have bigger budgets, so that, for example, if you use United States and many other countries, so that the United States is not going to take all of the budget. So you need bigger budgets for that. But yes, it's totally acceptable for you to work in one account with many countries. So that was the end of this podcast. Sorry for the many mix and cuts inside, but the baby was crying. I had a call in between. The podcast was huge and all of that. So forgive me for that. And I will see you guys on the next one. This was the Facebook Ads Breaking News Podcast. Like it or not, it is what it is.